And we are back. It has been a month, kinda. Hi.
Hello.
Hey.
Just
Um,
I just saw these boys at Gen Con. I am happy in my soul. There is peace. There is content. I cut my hair. Everything is good in the universe. So we're going to talk about positive things today, like shadows. Take it away,
I
Mario.
got to teach with him on the face.
so shadows, when light hit you, it appear behind you. Fucking
Yeah.
Because light not hit ground behind you, because you in way of
Because-
ground.
I thought
yes,
L
yes.
hit light in that one scene in Death Note.
Well, L
Yeah, he like hit him over
was
the head with a
killed.
bedpan. That was crazy.
Spoilers for Death Note if you haven't seen it.
yeah.
It's been a couple years, but I feel like
Read the first.
I can throw that out there.
Yeah, just in case you haven't heard of a little thing called Death Note.
People
Tell you
die.
about that.
Yeah, but
But
I don't really know a lot about shadows. I've only really used them as kind of mook enemies. So what's got you liking them so much, my friend?
Yeah, Mario.
one, they are undead. Like main
Mario,
things
why
with
do you like
shadows that I think are cool. They are honestly a really fucking scary ass early monster you could run into because they're like challenge rating half. They fucking punch like
They're
so
so
hard. It is literally a big thing about them. They have strength drain, and
Oh,
they
yeah.
will fucking if they hit.
And they insta-kill.
Yes, they can insta kill, and if they kill you like that, you'd also turn into a shadow. But the main thing that I really like with shadows is because like they're simply looking at them, they're pretty cut and dry. But I do like it's just like oh, and on top of that, they're almost like phantoms. Well, I mean that's probably why they're undead. But it's like they have fucking resistance to like acid, cold, fire, lightning, thunder, and then like all the physical attacks. And they the main thing that stands out to me about them is like really thinking about shadows themselves being like connected to you specifically. Like it is oh, you might want to turn me down. You can turn me down on Discord.
I already did a little bit.
Like it but
I was trying to be subtle
with
about it.
shadows. Oh no, you're good, you're good. With shadows basically
Okay, that's much better.
they I always think of them as there's a lot you could do just based off the fact that they can
Sorry,
there's a lot
Gary's making fun of me.
there's a lot you could do based off the fact that they are specifically a shadow. And honestly, bringing back the thing that we always do, One Piece gave me the idea of it because of Gecko Moria, but I like the idea of potentially you get the shadow of a specific guy, and now you have like a high tier shadow. And
Okay.
Oh, so like the inherent strength of the shadow is related to the inherent strength of whatever casts or creates that
yeah,
shadow?
Okay.
Okay.
because that
So like,
idea seems sick as fuck to me. Yeah.
so like the average
'Cause it would
shadow
have-
would be like a commoner shadow, but like, say this elite knight shadow, that thing is jacked.
Even though they're one-dimensional, to some degree, they would have the physical memory of every movement you've made in light. As long as you
Well,
don't
because-
live in complete darkness, a shadow's keeping record. It's pretty interesting.
Because technically, the shadow doesn't have to be. I think that's also like the other trippy kind of shit that I like about them is let me see. Yeah, because shadows can move through a space as narrow as 1 inch
Yeah.
wide without squeezing. But I also like the idea too that it's almost like that Link game or like that fucking Zelda game where it's like I like the idea that they can literally like seep out from the thing itself and be like 3-dimensional, like be like a
Like a Dark
solid-
Link. I think that's Zelda Adventure.
Yeah.
2, or Legend of Zelda 2. I forget.
Mhm. And then like potentially just being this shadow thing like slide onto a wall or something like that or just move around because fuck you fight shadows in Baldur's Gate 3
Kingdom
too
Hearts.
at some point.
Oh yeah, Baldur's
Yeah,
Gate.
yeah.
And they're like these like big fucking like wispy kind of
wraiths?
monsters.
Yeah,
No,
they
there
were
are
in
shadows.
the Shadow Cursed
They are
lands
shadows.
when you
Yeah,
were
yeah.
going against one of the little
Abandoned
bosses in
Rivers,
Shadow Cursed
yeah.
lands. I just can't remember
Yeah,
the title
yeah.
for them.
But like I love that idea just because it makes them there's an extra air of creepiness to them.
Mm.
And like it's this thing of just
So
they're like you but not like they're
Yeah.
something else completely too.
Peter Pan does a great job of that. But I do have a
Yes.
question, like, how do you guys like visually or narratively handle? Are they 2-dimensional? Are they 3-dimensional? And how do they
Both.
interact with both? Okay.
I want to say
So-
it could be either. Like it could go from 2D to 3D because to me that's so much more menacing. It just
Yeah.
basically in a way
Oh.
like stands up.
Like fucking Sticker
Yes.
Mario, yeah.
Yeah.
they can
Yes,
cling to
literally.
a wall.
I was
Okay.
Like-
really thinking. I feel like there's an enemy that did this in A Link Between Worlds. You know, the game where it could be 2D Link but also go 3D.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, you are the enemy that does that in that game. You
Well,
terrify
I
people.
mean,
I have a tiny gripe about their stat block. I really think they should not have sunlight weakness. I think they become more apparent. Like the nature of a shadow is more defined and rounded when it is in full sunlight.
you know,
I think when they're in
I-
darkness, I personally think they shouldn't have any power when they're in the dark.
You
They're
know, that
gone.
was a point I was wanting to bring up. Is their overall motivation in D&D seems to be they hate
hide
all
in the
light
dark.
and wants to extinguish anything associated with light morally good. Since D&D is a very dark,
Hold on, we're
black
getting
and
there.
white type of universe
yeah.
where there's beings that represent evil and good. Shadows basically are a manifestation of evil that believe I gotta extinguish all good, but without that light, they don't exist if it's just a shadow. But so it seems like the name Shadow's a little misnomer for them.
In the words of Maria Robotnik, without light, you led me there immediately. I couldn't not take that fucking hook.
I'm shocked y'all
It
didn't
is-
jump on the
it is-
Shadow Link joke when I was making the Legend of Zelda reference.
We'll fucking circle back to that wonderful, beautiful hedgehog who controls chaos. But literally, without light, there is only darkness. And she fucking says, but a shadow guides the way to the light because he's standing against it.
She was then shot 37 times.
Because I would
then
say
she was shot 37 times in the chest by a police officer who was totally in the right.
what
I mean-
do like,
She didn't raise her hands.
what I do like
He's
was
hanging out with the minority.
a hedgehog.
Yeah.
Minority hedgehog.
And, there's what I do like is because honestly, I think the sunlight sensitivity because I get what you're saying, and that's honestly like I could feel that can make sense, but I do really like that this is one of the few times that when I use them, I like hard gave into the vulnerabilities because these guys are scary. They're fucking like,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh.
Mhm.
Sorry, I was just thinking that game, Don't Starve. It's
Oh,
15
yeah.
years old. You need a campfire at night. And when you have a campfire, it clearly shows that there are arms reaching toward you out of the darkness. If you don't keep that campfire lit, they will get to
Mhm.
you.
Huh.
It's literally
So
like
I'm
that.
okay with that interpretation of you
Mhm.
don't know that they're there unless you have
Yes.
light. So there's two. I think both of them are fully functional ways of interpreting a shadow.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Because the
'Cause
presence
it's-
of light are not equally scary, I would say.
Yeah,
But that
because
is-
have y'all seen the 4th edition for Shadows? It's one of the times that the art
I don't
went
think I have.
ballistic. Because if you look it up on the wiki and just hit 4E, you see a man getting strangled, but you don't see it, but his shadow's getting strangled by its shadow. So it's only attacking this person on a 2D plane, like its 3D body doesn't even exist.
Oh, that's kind of sick. I like that.
Wait, could you run that
'Cause
back? I had a note to my editor.
Here, I'm gonna post the picture in the in our Discord chat.
Yeah.
so you can see it. Because I feel like the 5th edition one also has
Oh yeah,
a blend of that too.
that's
Because
a
it
reference
goes.
to Nosferatu.
Is it actually?
Yeah, there's a scene
Oh!
where the vampire Nosferatu like stands in the
Right.
doorway, and because the light's behind him, his shadow creeps up on her and he can choke her. A very interesting scene. I really like the cinematography, and that's what I personally like. I like that we kind of disagree on what makes them scary. The idea that you need to have a backlight to attack someone with your shadow. So almost the idea of a shadow being symbiotic to a creature, and they need to like fucking run around you and line themselves up so that their shadow can punch you is kind of fun.
Yeah, because well, even because on top of that too, what I liked with shadows, something I did in my game was I had a concept of there was basically some sort of witch that could control shadows. She was basically like Gecko Moria. And then there was like another flesh witch that would like build bodies and put stuff in. So it was straight up fucking Gecko Moria type shit. But
I've
the
seen the art.
shadows
Yes.
by themselves, the shadows by themselves would be of, oh, people that have died recently. I can pull like almost a pseudo soul from them, like the remnants of them, and form a dupe shadow. And
Which
so there
is
is a point where
just that is funny because Gecko Moria sort of compounds the two ideas of what an undead is. So if you
Yeah.
raise someone's skeleton or their zombie, the soul's not there. It's gone.
Yes.
And the body should have like an echo and a memory of how that person acted, but for some reason, and I do like the divide, the shadow is what actually keeps that.
Yes. Because it's because that was also because you get a combo of it of you get like the guy that Zoro fights. I'm blanking on his name,
Ryuma.
but it's like yes, he kind of
Ryuma.
remembers his past, but he also hard goes off of Brooke too. Like he has certain things.
He's got the laugh. He stole a couple of his moves because it's the shadow commanding the body.
Yeah, he acts like himself, like talks about Wano, but he has mannerisms of Brooke and like fights like Brooke. Well, as a blend, he has his own fighting style, but he uses Brooke's an aeronaut slash.
There's also, it's slightly frustrating and definitely detracting from the isolated idea of shadows, but Luffy is someone who had a unique power to change his physiology, and because his shadow was given to someone else, that shadow commanded that body to take those same shapes, which was interesting in concept, and it was a little goofy, but
I only assumed he got away with it because he was a zombie, and his body was like kind of malleable and jelly.
Break those tendons up, boy. Can't move those arms.
I do really, because I like that idea of, in both senses, like you're not whole without like both. So it's like a thing of the body itself giving something, and like the soul, or like the pseudo soul here, like it's shadow. But like that would be a big thing that would come up is when this big bad showed up. It was post the party fighting these like fighting in a big like war. Basically they're fighting against these goblinoids, and so these goblins would start to show up. Like there was a point where all of a sudden there are these enemies that are creeping. They're all in an inn. These shadow creatures are creeping in, and they look like these some of these soldiers. And there's a point where one of the players tries to talk to the shadow because they're like, are they smart enough to like speak back? And then like in this like very like fucking weak voice, it kind of like says something like, oh, death, or something like that. And like the guy's like, oh, it doesn't know anything. And then it finishes its sentence, and it was like, you killed me. And like the player has like a flash moment thinking about it, and it was like, oh, there is a location named like death something. And then it was like, oh shit, I literally like strangled the fuck out. I remember you. And like the guy like rushes him. But it's like this I think the fun thing that I played into it with like the vulnerabilities is almost like in JoJo, um, fucking what was his name? The ACDC, or was it Ace? No, it was in part 5.
Yeah, AC/DC was one of the
The
Pillar
metal
Men.
No, it
bender
wasn't.
guy?
It was. I'm
Metallica?
so. No, not Metallica. The guy that had the stand arrow in his mouth.
In his mouth? Oh, that's Boys to Men. That's not part 5.
No, that one's part 4. That one's. I'm
And they're on
thinking
his mouth.
of. It was the fat guy's.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, the Shadow Walker that can't
Oh, I thought
exist
that was Black
outside of a
Sabbath.
shadow. It is Black Sabbath. Black
That's
Sabbath.
what it was.
Yeah.
I can't believe I fucking forgot that. But yes, Black Sabbath.
That's
Rest in
another
peace.
fun approach to shadow manipulation.
Yes, because that's another one. Because I also really like.
because he needed the lighter to keep itself in it, and also but keep the light on so he could actually manifest.
Yeah.
But even on top of that, like the way that they beat him was sunlight hit him.
Oh,
and
yeah. But I'm sorry, a tiny tangent. I really like what Chuck said is that you only summon Black Sabbath if you relight the light, which casts the shadow. If you didn't relight it, you didn't lie.
Fuck, I didn't think about that. That's actually fucking sick. That's really cool, actually.
Yeah, even though part 5's on the lower end for me, it did have some really cool ideas in it.
Yes, Black Sabbath was one of the I fucking love the stand design, but
that's so fucking
the way that it died inspired really this thought that I had of like, because I didn't want to straight up just be like, oh, light, you blast it with light and it's dead, but I really liked the idea that light does damage these things. So it's like, one, anything that makes light, so fire, lightning, radiant, it would be vulnerable to, but at the same time, if you like were able to catch a shadow completely in place rather than it like immediately disappearing, I like the idea that it would basically become like slowed, like it starts to feel like a slowness effect as it is trying to escape quickly, like it's trying to get the fuck out of there, but it has nowhere to flee, like it's probably going to run towards the nearest darkness, but it's just fucking fading.
It can't. I fucking love that, actually. The core concept of a shadow, no matter like whether or not it's attached to a person or an object or more darkness, it needs a tether.
Yes.
And if you are able to like, and that's so hard to manipulate, which is why it would be really hard to beat a shadow that way, is you would have to, like, if there was a shadow that was attached to a box, you would need to surround it with essentially candles that all blot out its escape routes. Yeah. Then you would need to crush the box down to where the shadows are so small that they have no agency and they can't move.
Because the thing
that makes them so scary.
I'm nearly thinking of a spirit tomb from Pokemon where it possesses the little rock, but its giant body comes out of it. Because, I'm nearly wondering, because how I was kind of thinking of homebrewing this is we have a 2D and a 3D shadow variant, where 3D is the one that's vulnerable to light, but 2D basically it's the light is just like an ally of it. It's where it can't exist without it. Because I nearly think that'd be fun of just it being only vulnerable to magic because it's on a 2D plane, because how would you even damage it?
There's so many ways to go about this, because there's also the issue of if you're working with 2D shadows, say you're in a room with 3 backlights, you're casting 3 shadows and one of them is stronger than the other 2. Is it the same creature that you're casting?
That's a good question, because the thought I had is a 2D shadow would basically be, it's quite literally a reflection of a life that was in that room. It isn't even like the soul, the body, or the soul, or anything like that. It was just a reflection of a horrific act that happened in that room. So it's more like a kind of localized possession that doesn't manifest unless light enters that room.
Like that. There's also, I'm pretty sure I'm remembering, the Vashta Narada from Doctor Who. It was who turned out the lights? It's these like spacefarers, And
Yes.
the terror of this like parasite is if you're casting two shadows and one of the shadows doesn't have a light source that it is pulling from, that it's opposed by, that's not a shadow. It's a parasite
Mhm.
that will invariably kill you. And if someone steps over that shadow, it can share the parasite. So I think we have so many floating ideas. I'm kind of curious. I don't mean to hijack the route that the podcast goes, but I wonder like what each of us think the best idea of a shadow as a general entity would be, like how it would manifest and work.
For
So,
me,
um,
or go ahead, go
I
ahead.
already kind of had mine, so I'm just going to kind of go back
Yeah,
of what I was
you
saying.
started on that.
I like the 2D one better because to me, I'm having a
Mm.
really hard time separating in my mind what's really different between a ghost and a shadow. But
Yeah.
I like this idea of a 2D one that you have to be really creative with your approach on how you handle it, and is also invisible unless you look down and realize there's an extra shadow in the room that's like there's 4 people in your party, but you see 5 people reflected on the wall.
Mhm.
And
I. Mhm.
And yeah, because just that one picture alone really inspired me of just like the fact that
Yeah.
it can interact directly with your shadow and affect it. Because that just seems like a unique encounter where it could be low challenge rating, but the party has to be really smart in how it damages it. Because
Mm.
that's what I'm thinking. Like, because I'm assuming like in my head, it would be an even bigger threat if like a conventional weapon didn't hurt it. But maybe like an overabundance of light or darkness would hurt it, so you had to use
What
magic
if?
directly.
But like, I don't know how this would work mechanically, but at the same time, I'm thinking about it where it's like maybe it's not that you have to physically attack it. Maybe it's more like your own shadow has to strike it or some shit, or like
Hmm.
and then again, how'd you? No, I guess light is just the main fucking way to think. Because I'm like thinking
Yeah, I did.
like if you're watching your friend getting choked out by
Yeah,
like literally a shadow creeps out and it just starts choking out your friend's shadow. It's like I start literally shadow boxing.
yeah.
I start fucking.
I had a similar thought that you had, Mario. So I get your logic you had there, but the only thought I had is maybe just like a plain disadvantage. You have to maneuver your body around, and you're focusing on that. So it's kind of a unorthodox fighting style for you. It's like kind of a called shot in a way, which I like, but at the
Mm,
same time, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I wanted to be that straightforward.
yeah, I feel like.
Because I feel like it'd be something more than just giving someone disadvantage and they get to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I there's so many ways to do this. Because I was thinking like, oh, what if there's a creature that passively gives birth to shadows that are echoes of it that can work that way, where they like
Mm-hmm.
go around and grab your shadow and throttle it. I think a little similar to a small facet of Gecko Moria's, one of the more fun ways to do it is there are random shadows hidden throughout the world that are cast either twice from an object or from an object that isn't there. And if it crosses over yours, it can, uh, like a parasite, stay in your shadow. And when you are not moving, actually, this is like another stand from part four,
Oh my
uh,
god.
fucking Iraqi. Um, it can move your shadow and force you to move too. So
You
it's
know,
something that your party has to like, oh, what's possessing you? Nothing's possessing you. It's possessing your shadow. And in order to accommodate that shadow, your body has to move. So
I'll
it can draw your weapon from your body and force you to act, and they have to fight not you, but they have to black out your shadow or
I'll
white out, I
you know,
guess.
it could probably play
I
into
don't know.
that too.
it's
Is
It's not even the best one, it's
I
just the
was about to
newest
say
one.
that's just basically Shikamaru's shadow puppet jutsu.
yeah, I was about
Oh yeah.
to.
I
Well, I
knew
mean,
you were
what
about
one
to,
was
so I
the
had to beat you
mannequin
to it.
puppet? And
one thing that I think about with that too is
his
you guys know
puppetry, yeah.
shadow demons?
Yes. I don't know
I've
too
talked
much
to a
about
few
their
who have
gimmick.
sleep paralysis episodes. Yeah,
I I've
Because
I've
like,
had, yeah,
because
like actually.
I'm aware of them. We're not really on good terms, but I mean, if they're there, I got to deal with them.
I owe the I
The
owe the
ones I
Hat
can
Man
see
money.
don't hurt me. Yeah.
It's just like you're
Okay.
It's like you're sat next to the weird person on public transportation. You don't want to be rude, but at the same time, you're just trying to avoid the conversation.
Mhm. The Hat Man,
There's-
aka Captain Benadryl.
something that kind of makes me think about that is like it's solely based off of the art, really, but also like shadow demons themselves are like a thing that just naturally spawn out of the abyss. They are
Oh yeah, they are.
like
it's
like just their own little like antibodies that they start to like shoot out, and the way that the art of a shadow demon is you just see its body kind of like escape into blackness, like
Yeah.
the lower body tapers off. I like the idea of one of those fuckers basically like, you start acting against your own will, and then you look behind you and there's this fucker like attached to it, like giggling behind you, like puppeting you. Fucking
It's pretty
Yeah.
dope. Holy crap! The
Man,
2E
there's
art for
so-
Shadow Demons goes insane.
Is there 2D art?
No, 2E.
Oh shit! Yeah, because the lures, they are demons that failed to fully form, so they're an echo of what a demon was supposed to be.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think the 2E does it best. 1E is pretty straightforward. 3E is not very
That's actually
helpful.
Yeah, 2E looks like some cryptid out in New Jersey somewhere.
It looks like when you get eviscerated and turned into like a splatter of human-shaped ash on the wall.
It looks like at the end of Devil May Cry when they nuked hell. That's what was left over.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah,
spoiler
I think-
alert for Devil May Cry if you want to be spoiled on the most awesome thing I've ever seen.
most epic fucking thing.
But yeah, no, that is
Well,
dope.
I guess.
Yeah, what about you?
One
What's
of the-
your idea that you're kind of conjuring up, my boy?
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Oh no, I thought you were going to continue with a thought that you had, Logan.
Oh, I was just going to kind of do a
Go on,
follow-up
then.
question of their idea of snuffing out light doesn't fit how I understand a shadow. They need some semblance of dim light
Yeah.
to have full strength. So
You'd
I was wondering, like, if they were to be redesigned, what would they actually want? Would
You
they want to
nearly
learn
feel
from
like-
your shadows, or kill you for no reason? Like, they don't eat.
He nearly feels like Shadow should be like the ultimate manifestation of neutrality because they can't exist without both light and darkness together.
Yeah, which is why they would probably help Dr. Robotnik to blow
Well-
up planet Earth.
Because what you said goes kind of into my idea of like, to me, the cool factor of a shadow comes from the fact that they kind of represent a duality.
Yeah.
Because that's why I really like the idea of specific, because it doesn't even have to specifically be like, oh, the party fights their like negative versions or something. It's
That's
more
a whole
like,
different concept.
yeah, that's a whole different thing. It's more like I really like the idea of either, which is even like one that was super fun to me. The party had like an NPC that they knew and had dealt with before that was really strong. And they almost fought him and they never got the chance because they fixed things up. There was a point where the enemies captured this NPC and they basically pulled out his shadow. The shadow fights the party and they basically got a chance to fight this like NPC that they're on good terms with, but they see him at full force where it's just like he's fucking firing like his own like negative version bullshit. And it's also having ideas or connections with the party and basically like taunting them with these specific things.
Fuck.
And it was really fucking fun because it was like straight up like and on top of that, giving him things that a shadow would basically have like because it's not like, I think the thing that works for me is while light can damage them, it's not straight up like he's in a room with lights around him. It's not like, oh, he can't exist here. It's more like maybe if direct sunlight hits him, that would hurt him, almost like a fucking vampire in the sense of like he can't be straight in the sun. But
he has to be
it's
gay.
like- yeah, exactly. But but if like fire or something hit him, it's like light is invading his fucking space
Physical
of
space,
existence.
yeah.
Yes,
The particles
so
of
that fucks him
existence.
up. but it's like this sick ass moment of like he has Peter Pan shadow powers basically, where he's fucking flying and like throwing like instead of fireballs, it's like fucking necrotic fucking energy balls or some shit. But
that makes me want to run a genuine villain who has like all these collect powers of shadow.
Yes,
that would be a lot.
Oh,
and they would be this enigmatic threat, and they could spy on the party at any given point and leave. And unless they're actively looking for him, you're not going to see when one of you has a slightly skewed second shadow.
He'd also be like a perfect shapeshifter as well.
Yeah.
This goes into like the whole setup with like the shadow things in my game is there's a big bad who initially has like this shadow magic bullshit, and he's like basically in my setting he's like the original vampire, but he has like this like he's basically like this weird symbiote kind of thing, and he just has these shadow abilities of like he can morph into different shapes, he can like slide onto walls and shit, like he like can spit out like other like little minor minions from his body.
There's I think her name is like Ink with a Q, a Batman villain, Batman Beyond villain.
Yo, she's so dope.
Yes. Just like
power
that.
is like one of the top 3 I would want outside of like teleportation, shape-shifting. Being Ink physically is fucking crazy.
Oh yeah. It's so interesting to me as well. Her weakness is water because it dilutes her. Like that's such a cool idea to me. And
because Hydro Man is too fucking powerful. It's not used enough.
Well, Ink in a way.
Sorry, I just got irrationally angry remembering the Batman Beyond movie that was going to be done by Spider.
Yeah.
When I found out Ink was going to be the villain in that, Ink would have been freaking beautiful.
That would have been awesome.
Just one screenshot of her fighting. I'm going to fall back to what Mario was saying really quick about how they got to fight an ally as an adversary that's the shadow of themselves. We can't go any further in this conversation without mentioning Persona.
Yes, literally, like that's a fucking excellent idea. Oh fuck, yes.
As a shadow in Persona 5, a quip from Morgana is the true self that is suppressed. A side of one's personality they don't want to see. It's the one you keep in the dark.
Yeah.
Yes,
and are you familiar with Persona 4, Logan?
Michaela wants me to be more familiar. 3 is the one where they use guns and they chew on them as snacks, right?
Yeah, the one where it's a very subtle metaphor per depression. They want you to believe it's very subtle.
Was that 4 where they like lead bullets or like tasty little treats?
3 was the very blue one. Persona 4 was the yellow one where it was the mystery gang in Japan.
There was like the TVs with the 13th hour. I don't know enough.
No, 13th hour was Persona 3, but the TV world was Persona 4. So,
the Midnight Channel. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Persona 4 had the coolest uses of shadows, in my opinion, where the palaces in Persona 5 were cool, but seeing the dark reflections of people was cool because my psychology nerd's going to start showing again. But anyways, the fact that they went more into the collective unconscious idea of it, because in Persona 4, the TV world is a reflection of the collective unconsciousness, because that's just projecting like TV, like a world we watch and consume. It's a fake world that we just made into reality. And in it, they enter there, and in Persona 4, they fight literal reflections of people in the town that are based on stereotypes or just ideas or reflections the people of the town have on them.
Oh,
so they're not necessarily. Go ahead.
It's the inverse of Persona 5.
Yeah.
For Persona 5, it's what you hate about yourself, and in Persona 4, it's what people see about you.
Yeah, and it's all based on stereotypes and misconceptions they have about people. And
I love that.
It's and that's why like the main theme of Persona 4 is facing myself, because they're having to face like dark aspects of their personality and embracing them, and through that's how they become a fully formed person and gain their shadow. Because
I always really liked the idea of potentially like exploring some Persona, like, because I've seen people play Persona. I haven't played the games myself, but like from the general ideas of that, I've always had this idea of like it would be cool to have almost like, I don't know, you enter a Feywild like area or something like that, and it's just filled with like the fake creatures there are basically just exaggerated
Oh, like
versions of
people?
like
That's
yes,
fun.
it's like
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're
kinda close to
because
that.
mm-hmm.
It's a mix of
It's
that and Psychonauts.
yeah, oh
Like
yeah,
right in the
yeah.
middle.
Yeah. Yeah, I Persona 3, 4, and 5 all do different things with their themes, and all of them are unique enough but still fit in the same theme, which I do appreciate about all of them. And but yeah, they have a really cool idea with shadows, where shadows basically are the dark reflections of humans. They're manifestations of sins, desires. That's why in 5 the palace owners are these grandiose, like, just despots that are so narcissistic and so depraved that they've just basically, they're what would be like kind of a base mook, like in D&D terms, like the little kind of putty devils that you see in there, the little lemurs. Like their
Lemurs,
shadows
yeah.
have just gained and
Oh,
absorbed
lemurs, yeah.
so much and became so powerful, they basically became their full fledged being.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Like
So-
if Sephiroth was born from a slug.
Yeah.
One tiny thing I do like about the shadows, and I misread this just in the actual 5e lore, is a shadow is generally created when someone dies and the shadow snaps off and gets to go do its own thing. If someone is brought back to life, the shadow will circle back and I think should have more power over killing them than it would anyone else. Sort of like
yeah, nearly like a revenant
if a wraith
effect where
was
they do more
created.
damage to them.
Exactly, a revenant. Actually, in the D&D game that I run, the home game that's currently on loose hiatus, Michaela's character has a brother who was like an acolyte and a shadow knight for the realm of the undead. And when he was killed, he became a revenant, but his revenant didn't reactivate his own body. It had to keep finding nearby bodies. So it would latch onto other people and gain their relative power. So they beat his ass for the first time. I think he rolled a natural 1 and tripped and caved his skull on a rock when he was like super low health. And then
As you do.
his revenant soul left and found a nearby body, and within that radius was the buried body of like a level 11 monk who had died on this island. So he gained the abilities of a monk, unburied himself, and escaped to fight them later. Which is a little different than a shadow. It's more revenant, but I like the idea that that falls back to Gecko Moria again.
Yeah.
The combination of a body's memory and a shadow's memory, like what the difference is.
My mind went a different direction. I realized you can basically make Kingdom Hearts in D&D where a body dies and it creates a ghost, a shadow, and a revenant.
Yeah.
And a heartless.
And a heartless.
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah,
why
oh,
I
yeah.
really,
Yeah, because a heartless
really
and a
like-
nobody, there's literally 3 things that can come from one death in D&D. So it's like, this is Kingdom Hearts.
I love
really
the
fucking
a character that is so hard to kill because it is an undead skeleton inside an unrelated undead zombie, powered by like a shadow, contained inside a living suit of armor.
I
won't eat
It's a Voltron.
You have this Russian nesting doll, and it's like, and then on top of that, it's like, I have created the ultimate undead being, a skeleton encased inside of a zombie that was originally a flesh golem that has a shadow inside of it. That
It's
is
an undead turducken. is
Why'd
what
you
it is.
bust out the Vegeta voice for that? Kakarot, I've become the ultimate anime boy.
Kakarot, while I cannot beat you in real life, I will beat you in this game of D&D.
Inside my ass after it was trained in karate for 4 years.
Kakarot, you have to roll with disadvantage because I hate you.
He would do that.
You're bitch made, Kakarot. You can't roll with advantage.
I personally love that the shadow of Sonic has no affiliation with Sonic. He just also happens to be a mutagenic hedgehog.
Wait.
He
But-
just
Conceptually, I think the initial pitch might have been fun, where it's like, yeah, what's the only thing that realistically could keep up with Sonic is his own shadow.
what if they got it's basically like if Eggman was like fuck, I have to create. I hate this fucking guy, so I got this other guy that's kind of his build, and like,
Bro, that's
I just
Metal
make him look
Sonic.
Cooler.
It's really racist really quickly. I hate this guy with this physiology, so I found another guy with similar genetics. It's like, hey, Robotnik, come on, brother.
I mean, he appropriated his culture by building Metal Sonic at first.
He did, and then there were multiples at the end of
I found this guy that kind of looks like you, and I gave him a gun, and now he's going to kill you.
The plot is like, my grandpa made my own nemesis, but he's cooler and he's not afraid to shoot bullets at people.
Yeah,
But he doesn't afraid of anything.
South. Yeah,
I gentrified your neighborhood, Sonic. I took over Mobius and put coffee shops on every corner.
this just in: Green Goblin found locking hands with Sonic.
We can rule this city.
Did I go Green Goblin by accident?
A little bit.
Are you in or are you out?
You should have bought stocks in Oscorp, Sonic.
Not too fast.
Who's coming with me? You know what I'm sacrificed to.
Fucking peak.
I don't know why your vocals are so fried today, Mario, but it's gonna be hilarious recording when it comes out.
Yeah, it's the way it's working. It's very funny.
I could
I have you at half the level of Logan, but you just keep on peaking. It's so funny.
Wait a minute.
Well, it's because of his gain, like on his computer, on his end.
Oh my fucking god.
Yep. Yeah.
I know what it is.
What is it?
It's the exact same fucking issue that you had early on, Chuck.
Immediate
It was
sound.
picking up my webcam.
No.
It was fucking picking up my fucking webcam, and that's why it's been fucking peaking like that.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, what
Hold
the
on, I
fuck?
should probably fix mine.
Do I sound better now?
No, that's
You
way
actually do.
Really? What?
No,
No.
it does not sound better. You sound like
No,
you're
I
in
don't.
control.
Okay, just to tell y'all what I have on here, I have a Logan set to freaking
What,
a
default?
140 on my
yeah.
Discord, and you set to like 75 on your Discord, Mario.
One second, I'll
Oh
fix
my
that.
God.
Does that sound better?
A little bit. Hang on.
Swap
Yeah,
it.
but let me put on the reverb too. I sound like I'm giving directions at like an airport. Like,
You sound like you're at the fucking Burger King, Mike. You just fucking take my order.
that's when he's asking for directions, and the guy's like,
You sound like
That is-
when Tazon Day started looping in Team Fortress 2.
Wait, what? He did that?
Okay, now
Yeah,
you're
I'll
wait.
take a Monster Boys episode,
I'll take a-
Whole Goblin.
Yeah, I finally get my audio fixed, and both of y'all just decide to.
I'm
I started
fucking...
picking around on my end. Am I better? Does my
Yes, you're good.
Yeah, you're
nice
much
and
better.
clear.
I gotta turn you up slightly, but other than that, you're good.
I could do that. I got to do that on my end because my recording actually. That's probably better. It's a little bit of
Okay.
background noise actually.
All right.
Nope, we're good.
And we're
So
back,
anyway-
everyone. Thank you for
Wait, you're
waiting
peaking
through
like
our
a little
short
bit.
intermission.
Yeah.
That,
Okay.
that was
Yeah, that's where I got to be.
that was so funny because when you turned into Vegeta, it actually sounded like you were just like
That's-
glitching. Bulma, I don't know how to use the iPhone.
Bulma, I don't know how to use the iPhone. Fuck.
Bulma, how do I FaceTime?
I don't know how to FaceTime. Fuck. These earthly contraptions suck balls.
The strength drain ability. Am I? No, I think I'm okay.
Oh, you sound good. You sound good.
Yeah. Is
Yeah,
really unique. I didn't realize it's not.
Yeah.
They just hit you until you die. You instantly die. It's
Yeah, you just
they,
fade. Your muscles lose all will to live.
which is so funny because if you're running like a level 20 wizard who gets jumped by like 3
Yes.
shadows
That's
within
what-
one round, if they like sap you
Yeah.
effectively, you can just die. To
Well-
3 challenge rating 1/2 creatures, a wizard could die.
Mhm.
Because if your dex is low too, they're going to move before you because their dex is pretty solid. So it's
That's
just
why I
a
decided-
wizard in his tower getting jumped and dying instantly is horrifying.
That's
That-
why.
that's why I decided to make them way more vulnerable to like light stuff, because the first time like because a player came out like a player like asked like, can I just like hit them with fire? And I was like, fuck it, because the first time they showed up, it's not just a like, you know, oh, you know, it's not going to do anything to a barbarian, for example, or something. It's the higher strength characters were getting hit first. They got attacked by 6 shadows.
Whoa.
What happens is
that could accidentally insta someone.
They roam in bands of up to 12.
What happens too is that I think that game was when they were still like I think they were like at least like 6 to maybe 7 levels, so they were higher up there. And it's like these guys are a threat. They're scary as fuck because they're getting surrounded, and it's just like, okay, fighter runs up. Fighter has like 20 in strength. They swing at them. Oh no, I rolled a 4. Now you have fucking 16 in strength. Lower that
-2 to every attack. That's worse than a rust monster.
And lower your damage, motherfucker. You're not like it is getting worse and worse.
That is worse than a rust monster a lot. And I think the weird pocket that shadows fall into is there are swarm monsters that don't have swarm stat blocks. Shadows are meant to go in groups of like 4, 6, 8, 12. They are not challenge rating 1/2. That is a small portion of what they are. And with turn economy, cumulative powers, these things are at least like starter CR4.
Yeah, I nearly feel like they're meant to be like mook enemies for a bit, for like one solitary high challenge rating, because a group of them could just wipe an entire party.
Yeah,
if not careful.
I think they fit really well, like they were in Baldur's Gate, where they're hanging around a cemetery and you get jumped by them. You barely survive, and you need to immediately rest in an unsafe location to move forward. That's maybe one of the best like narrative uses for how their stat block functions.
Oh yeah. But
I think that's the fun with these is I really like the idea that they are they're basically goons in a sense, but their major downside and the reason why an enemy would maybe not just have like an army of these guys is because they can't go out in the day. There's like a huge period of time that they literally are not useful.
Yeah. That's very vampire, though.
Yeah.
They need distinctions from, like, because if they're floating around, they're just ghosts. They need to be 2-dimensional. So the 5e art doesn't do them enough justice. They look cool. I think the 4e works really well, where it's on the ground killing you, and you can't even tell what, like, it doesn't come across your normal senses.
I nearly feel like a major difference as well is you cannot rationalize with them like you could some other spirits, because they have a 6 intelligence and they don't know any languages. It isn't they know languages they knew in life. They know nothing. You cannot communicate with them.
Because they were never alive.
Yeah, they're being a pure instinct.
Yeah.
If anything, that's something that I've homebrewed then, is I like the idea of just like having a shadow that the party can literally like, if they talk to the shadow, it is still this echo of this other person. Like,
I think it would be really cool if like you had to be able to read lips in order to talk to a shadow.
What if
it's the profile and like do that?
Yeah. What if it speaks backwards?
Just get
it speaks in Pig Latin.
Fuck role playing that.
No, that sounds so annoying.
And, I love
pig stay on the pig stay.
I really like when I have gotten the chance to really utilize that duality kind of thing of just it is so, especially the party eventually like facing the person that was commanding a bunch of these shadows and having them like basically, okay, I found some really powerful like echoes of people like in the time that I've been here, and all of a sudden bosses that they fucking fought like sessions past come back as like their negative versions because they're dead, and like just it's like, oh, I pulled like an echo of their soul basically. They're fucking their Xeroxed self.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I think it's very close to like what an echo of a person would be. It's not their body. You're not casting like Speak with Dead on a shadow. It's not how it works.
Definitely weaker too.
Yeah. They're weird. There's so many ways to approach them. I'm like half inspired, but it feels like a concept that's almost too difficult to fully approach unless you have a narrative kind of built around why you want to use them.
I think. Yeah. Go ahead.
I like the narrative I kind of constructed of they're not necessarily like an undead that's spawned just from a random death happening. Like they're like a reflection of like just like a horrible deed that was done and like kind of localized in an area. I don't know me, like I kind of like that they're like just a shadow of a crime or like just this horrible deed that was done. It isn't necessarily the soul itself.
I think what's fun to me is they do fill in, for me, they can fill in a potential goon, but they can also, like, using them in the idea of like potentially being an echo of someone specific, they could be a big threat too. Like it could be, it's like I guess in a way it's like another kind of wraith in that same sense of just like you could potentially have, oh, the shadow of somebody has unfinished business, and even though it's not that person, that feeling might have been so strong in that person that it echoes out into this like pseudo them, like post their death.
Yeah. So, because that does there is that distinction among the kind of spectre like undead where ghosts are like the only one you can kind of reason with. But specters, wraiths, they're the ones that are like fully hostile on site. You're in my house, it's over for you. But so they kind of fit into that little niche as well. But at the same time, the most unique thing about them when you lump them in with them is the strength drain ability.
Yeah.
So and that's. Because I remember one of my friends told me that in 3.5, that used to be a much bigger thing of creatures that would directly attack your stats.
Oh, yeah. Or like even level drain. Fucking.
Yeah, that's too complicated to handle at the table, honestly.
It's a lot. I mean, I wouldn't put it in now off of just fucking. It would be a bitch to like keep track of, and also that's fucking mean. But
yeah,
strength drain I like because it's tweaking a stat. I feel like it's a pretty simple stat to fuck with, and on top of that, it's extra scary for the people that love to dump strength.
Oh, 100%. I like that idea of attacking a single stat, but level drain that seems like so much. I'd never even.
It's like really early editions.
It's good for it's good for a single fight, and it should never ever be permanent. That's just not fun.
Like, I know it's a math game, but having to recalculate my whole character mid-fight sounds so...
Exactly, yeah. You need to have, like, 6 character sheets every time you show up of the same guy. That's no fun.
God, that sounds
I
so
just
rough.
realized, hold on, let me... Right here, that's my Gugu plush from the most recent book that I got. He's hanging from his tail.
Oh, that's awesome!
Oh, very nice.
He's been peeking on the podcast this whole time.
You finally caught him.
I was
gotta thumb his eyes out.
I was wondering about that. I'm excited to play your board game, Logan.
Oh, actually, yeah, me too. The finished version is still in print, I think. I got the gold and Gugu.
Hey, very nice.
Ooh, that's awesome.
It actually looks sick.
I'm going to post a TikTok of me melting him with a torch.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Give him a little 20 so he can fucking steal those from me.
That is
there. Oh, that's good.
That is pretty dope, actually.
I actually have
click the link below to see all of his fancy things.
Something that now that I'm remembering, like thinking about some of the shadow bullshit that I have, because I'm like realizing how often shadows have come up in my setting. The party had like encountered some dragon that they had been like it was basically, it more so had to do with the fact that they were in the Shadowfell, but it was kind of I think there's straight up like a like stat block for a shadow dragon.
There is, yeah. It's a variant template you can kind of put on any dragon where if a dragon ends up in the Shadowfell and gets corrupted by it, or just to influence Shadowfell corrupts a dragon on the material plane, they become a shadow dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they have the example of the shadow red dragon, but he could be any dragon. Which is a cool idea of a corrupted like gold dragon or something like that.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Because like I do really like that idea of just like it is kind of there's something to play with there in the thought of just like maybe they've reached it's almost because there's so many forms of undead where it's like, you know, you could reach a longer
every part of what a person was.
And it's just like, oh, what if I don't know, their fucking body is gone, but they're like left behind as this like shadow kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like it's just
I nearly like that idea of them not being an undead, but I don't know what they would be if not an undead.
I think they could genuinely just be aberrations more than monstrosities. Because if they're from the two-dimensional plane, that is a different place. Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like them being reflections of Shadowfell makes sense. Maybe even someone that dies close to like a crossing that leads to the Shadowfell, that could be how they come to be instead of a ghost. Mm-hmm. Like that dark influence kind of possesses the lingering essence of the body.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe just like kind of a twisted person dies in that area. I don't know.
Or like a sliver of your soul as it goes off to the afterlife. Like if you led an incomplete life, some part of you stays behind in an echo. There's a lot of ways to handle the creation of it, but I think all of them are difficult. You really need to kind of nuance it out.
I kind of like the idea of it being something other than undead to really differentiate it from being, why would it not be a ghost or a specter or a wraith with unrequited desires on life, and why is it a shadow instead? Why is it sucking the protein straight out of your bones?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, for me at least, undead makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
But
well, you're wrong.
I believe you, but
I'm sorry.
I've been holding that for a second.
But I would say like
go off, King. It's just the two of us. I don't got to be mean to you anymore. He's gone.
I'm sorry I was mean to you in front of the friend group. I just had to, I just had to show them that I'm cool.
Yeah, you know what? I appreciate you so much. I'm going to give you the thank you card of Jar Jar Binks.
You mean,
what did you... I'm so glad you kept that. I love these things so much.
I was showing it to people.
Yeah, so to the audience, I found these water damaged Jar Jar Binks thank you cards at a thrift store for 50 cents, and I've just been giving them out to our friends at Gen Con. They're so good. Because they, inside them, they say, your gift is the best in the galaxy. And it doesn't even try to sound like Jar Jar at all. They're so funny.
I do love the thought of just like, Misa, so happy to see you. Your gift is the best in the galaxy.
Yeah, and
I do like going back to Shadows. I like that it presents questions because there isn't necessarily a straight answer of how a shadow comes into being, and I kind of like that. I think
that's fair. I like that. Yeah.
I was talking about how there's not necessarily a straight answer into like how a shadow comes into being, and I like that about shadows is I guess the thought process going into them and like why they are the way that they are. Even that strength drain thing, what it reflects to me as is almost kind of going back to what you said of wanting to cling to something. It is literally sapping a life force from someone else.
Is it just to perpetuate itself? Like without that life force, would it fizzle out?
Hold on. What if it starts strength draining someone, and it starts becoming more solid, like starts becoming more 3D.
I like
Well,
that
that's
a lot.
oh,
I like that a lot.
yes, that's kind of like because I like the idea. This is what I get from the 5e art. Like you see, like the like shadowy thing kind of gripping its hand around the guy. I like the thought of it was literally maybe a 2D thing. The guy gets near a wall, and this fucking thing like reaches out, grabs him by the throat, drains him, and it just walks out of the wall.
So in Stibble's Codex of Companions, there is a type of companion called a silhouette, where it's very similar to a shadow, but it does take on a 3D state, and it is like a hollow, again, like an echo of what that creature used to be before it died. So it is like a tragic, pale, empty imitation that I think when it stands in your shadow, it gets the ability to drain your hit points. Which is very similar to kind of what we talked about a shadow could do instead of just attacking you outright. I think they should, in all terms of narration at least, attack just your shadow. They shouldn't attack you.
Okay. But yeah, I'm also thinking, what if it strength drains you, the next turn it just pulls out like a second wind or like a firebolt, and so, the sorcerer's like, what?
That's fun. Where instead of draining strength, it drains spell slots and slings them at you or something.
Oh, actually, I did.
That might work for a different monster.
I like that.
The big bad that I have has like Rakshasa abilities and fucking like spell slot drains and shit, and he can shoot them back out as fucking smites basically.
God, that's crazy.
But
pulls out the ye old magical cylinder from Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah. I challenge you to a duel. You're going straight to the Shadow Realm.
A shadow appears behind you, and it holds up its hand and clacks it, and you see a dual deck, or what are those called?
The dual disc.
Yeah, dual disc.
Put on your dual disc, pussy.
I have one in my basement. I'd totally pull it out right now, but
hell yeah,
we're too far in the episode.
4-minute walk. Are we nearing the end? Am I wrong?
Yeah, we're at an hour. We actually got a lot out of this. We had a good conversation.
We didn't even talk about Shadow the Hedgehog a lot. That's crazy.
Yeah, we didn't talk about Shadow the Hedgehog at all. I'm proud of all of you.
I did. I tried to bring him up like 4 times.
The XP too.
Also, my bike was peaking there. Sorry for at some point my audio got turned up. I didn't mean to do that. I think it was when I was trying to balance all theirs.
Probably, yeah.
I don't think it'd be a proper episode of our show if someone wasn't having an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm having marital issues.
My wife doesn't approve of my
You ain't even married, so that's impressive that you're already getting to that state.
My girlfriend's telling me I shouldn't have a wife, but we've been together for 8 years. So I don't know.
What am I supposed to do with the kids?
She keeps telling me about sunk cost fallacy, and I'm like, baby, I'm going to sink this fist into your fallacy. If you...
I mean, it'd make my parents happy if you were married, since that was just like, oh, they engaged. I'm like, nah, they're just dating. And my parents are like, nah.
Well, shut up.
Yeah,
everyone vote me.
It's just because my parents love you, and they're just like them dang old Washington people. They ain't they ain't living sinful lives, all they.
They are not like us.
I'm creating non-religious sodomy by not putting a ring on it and taking over her kingdom.
I don't want to dig too much into what you just said, so let's just get into the rating.
Yeah, honestly, if I gave a rating, I have to say 5. I am going full 5 on this one.
I got close to 5. I think a very strong even 4 for me. The initial concept is not a lot, but oh my god, just thinking about it and how many different angles to approach the idea of a shadow and how many times it's been done, I didn't think about. No, fuck it. Shadow the Hedgehog exists. They get a 5.
But well, I'm going to look like a jerk now. Dang. Oh,
give him a 2.
So I'm going to be the detractor in this one. I'm going to go 3.5, just going off of they're really cool, but I don't feel like there's enough differentiating them from the other kind of Spectre-esque undead.
That's
Yeah.
fair, because
They're
that
very
is
much like wraiths.
because
Yeah.
the more I like, I'm keeping my 5, but the more that I talked on them, I'm like, this is kind of basically like a ghost, or this is like the drain is like a vampire, or this
Yeah.
like these ideas of them being like left behind. That's basically a wraith. It's like it's a bunch of undead undead kind of ideas mixed together, but also that's kind of what I like about it.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
I'm talking about shadows as an overall concept, like as a power, easy 5, because there's so much you can do with that. Like, and some of the coolest characters are all based around shadows, like Shikamaru from Naruto.
Like Shadow the Hedgehog.
And the Hedgehog. Like, I can't stand Naruto, but Shikamaru is a genuine cool character. Shadow the Hedgehog, obviously. He loves the Latinas. We can all relate.
He's so cool.
I just love Latina, Sonic.
Who else? Shadow from Final Fantasy VI as well. He's kind of cool. Persona, all 3 Personas, because the first 2
All
don't
3?
exist.
Oh, that's true. All shadows and Shin Megami Tensei. I love them.
Yeah.
They're fucking sick, honestly.
Well, I said it's
There
a
was-
joke, but really, like, shadows as an enemy only really manifested in 3, then 4 and
3
5
onward.
kind of ran with
Oh,
it, since you're only fighting the demons in
Gengar?
1 and 2.
Gengar's a good one. That
Gengar's
little
a-
boy
Gengar.
that sat at the foot of my bed during that sleep paralysis bout,
Yeah.
he gets a
That
5.
That's a pretty easy 5.
Yeah. The Babadook, I guess he kind of counts.
Babadook. Nosferatu's little shadow buddy. That counts.
Nosferatu.
The Hat Man.
The Hat Man.
Batman.
Axel from Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, Axel. Can't forget Axel.
Me when I
Axel
wear my
from
black
Company.
morph suit. That's like a solid 2.
Yeah. That's pretty dope.
The Bracken.
I should have worn my morph suit for this. We didn't know what the topic was before we started. That would have been so funny.
I should have morphed before this. I should have morphed.
freaking
Should've
morphed.
God. There was one I thought in the middle of it. I can't believe I didn't mention that as a concept, and now I'm blanking on who I was talking about.
Goku Black.
Goku Black. That Pride from Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh, that's a good one. I didn't even think of Pride. You being able
Oh,
to
actually, yeah. I thought you were making a bit for a second. I was like,
No,
wait,
no,
manifest
that's a really good one, actually.
shadows as a
Yeah.
weapon, and they had to use light to defeat them. That's actually pretty dope. Or use the pure, unfiltered power of they're a child and just beat them to death.
Ooh, the void inside the mouth in Tomb of Horrors.
True.
Oh, yeah.
No one would be happy about that. That's a bad
True.
idea.
True.
I remember that one.
Shit.
Isn't that just like
It's
it
death.
just absorbs everything?
You stop existing. No, it doesn't absorb anything. It removes you from D&D.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
the
spear
point
of
of it.
annihilation,
I remember-
isn't it?
It's
Oh, that's-
similar, but it's not exact. It is an absolute zone of annihilation. It's not a sphere.
Oh, I
And
remember.
That's weird.
Annihilation does a lot of fucking damage, I think, but there's a chance it doesn't kill you outright. The door just
I
does.
love that it just has a kill box. It just fucking
I like Halo, like fucking Halo Reach.
oh fuck.
There's There's the shadow guy from Yu Yu Hakusho's final season where he steps on your shadow and you can't move. He was kind of neat.
Oh yeah.
There's everybody's
Shadow the
favorite
Hedgehog.
character for Shadow the Hedgehog. There's JoJo Part 3, the guy who turns you into child and becomes a pedophile with his shadow.
yes, fucking he says pep 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 pep.
Yeah,
the one
what
that
the fuck is
Jotaro
it?
beats as a child.
Yeah,
Dude, you know what would have been fucking awesome? I always bring this up whenever that character comes up. It would be
Set.
so sick if Joseph was the one that fought that guy.
Young Joseph versus him.
You
would've
like
been
what if
so
young
fucking
actually, there is like a Nintendo DS side scroller fighter,
Yeah.
and Alessi's set is in that, and
Battle
it does
across
have like a
the
child
future.
version of each of them in their stands, and there is one that just turns him into young Joseph, and it makes him he's just as fast. It's funny.
That's pretty good.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, be careful to never step on anyone else's shadow for the rest of your life. It's worse than stepping on a crack in the road.
Oh, we fucking forgot. Dude.
Shadow the Hedgehog?
Shadow the Hedgehog. Yes.
Yeah. I almost forgot.
Dude, I almost fucking forgot. Yeah, it's a 5.5, 3.5.
Yeah.
Good score.
I would give Shadow the Hedgehog a 5 out of 5, but I'm not talking about Shadow the Hedgehog today. I'm talking about Shadows. No wait, that's Shallows. I was thinking of that song from Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper, but it was Shallows, not Shadows.
There's a Dark Shadow from My Hero Academia.
Are you Googling Shadow characters now?
I was looking up characters named Shadow because I
saw your eyes glint, and I'm like, I know what you're doing, you devious bastard.
Oh, there's
Shadow the Rapper, born in 1977. He's an Israeli hip.
The Marvel character, Blade and Dagger or something like that, or
Cloak and Dagger.
Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah. We can be here all day, so I think I need just to put a pin in this.
Shadow the Hedgehog.
God dang it.